around me to smile at the things that I say. But I don't know, I'd like to leave it all behind every time you come rolling back in my mind. Can you catch a bird as she flies? Can you steal the sun from the golden sky? Ano Subarashii, ai-o, moichido. Ano Subarashii, ai-o, moichido.
That's a verse and chorus of the Brothers Four singing Ano Subarashii with English lyrics by Bob Flick. A love affair that began more than 60 years ago between the Brothers Four and the country and the people of Japan continues to this day. Dear partner, being in the Brothers Four has brought and continues to bring so much to our lives. An opportunity to travel all over this country as well as significant parts of the world. The chance to stand shoulder to shoulder on countless stages. Sing with a couple of guys who feel like family for audiences who often think of us as friends. That may be especially true in Japan, where there's an official Brothers Four Friends Club formed 60 years ago by young kids who grew up and are now growing old, singing and loving Brothers Four songs and the Brothers Four through the many changes in the group and all of our lives.
Once there were green fields kissed by the sun. Once there were valleys where rivers used to run. Once there were blue skies with white clouds high above. Once there were parted and everlasting love. We were lovers were strolled through green fields.
That recording is a wonderful example of a most sincere and heartfelt form of flattery. The bonds of affection strong and mutual. Over the years, Japanese promoters have printed programs as part of our concert tours. One time they asked each of us for a personal thought about Japan. I told them that visiting Japan is like going on a great adventure and at the same time like coming home. A few years ago, we were signing CDs and programs after a show when a man came up and quietly brought us all to tears. Because of the Brothers Four, I learned English, he began. Kids would often listen over and over to Brothers Four songs while studying the English lyrics printed along with the Japanese translations on record jackets. Because I learned English, he continued, I did well in school. Because I did well in school, I went to a good university. Because I went to a good university, I got a good job. Because I got a good job, I met my friends. Because I met my friends, I met my wife. Because I met my wife, I have my children. Because I have my children, I have my life. Because of the Brothers Four. In December of 1991, the month of the 50th anniversary of Pearl Harbor, the Brothers Four were in Kyoto, providing the music for a grassroots summit, celebrating the 150th anniversary of the beginning of U.S.-Japanese relations. A year later, the grassroots summit met again, this time in the U.S. Pat came and we invited my parents to join us. A great friend of the group came up to my mother and explained that for years he'd been singing in a group where each member plays the role of one of the Brothers Four. And my mother asked, "Which one are you?" He put his arm around her and said, "Why, Mrs. Pearson, I'm your son." And for years after, I carried regards to Yamakawa-san from my mother, and to my mother from him. Those of us born in the U.S. after World War II grew up as children of what became known as the greatest generation. At school, we participated in duck and cover drills so we'd be ready in case we ever faced a devastating nuclear attack. Kids born in Japan after World War II grew up as children of the only generation in that country's history to ever be defeated in war. The kids learned in school what it's like to be the only country on earth to have cities and the people in them devastated, incinerated, and attacked by nuclear weapons. As one might expect, those kids often looked elsewhere for heroes. To the surprise of the guys in the group, a number of them chose the Brothers Four to be among those heroes who, over time, would become friends. You and I, McCoy, continue to be beneficiaries of those lifetime connections. The Brothers Four helped introduce Japan to the world of hootenannies and sing-alongs. I must say, Japan reciprocated in a big way. They introduced karaoke to the world. It's important to add here that an essential part of the group's success is Bob Flick continuing to work tirelessly behind the scenes to keep the music out there and the audiences engaged, and the group gladly returning to Japan year after year. We're always ready to come back because we're treated so well. Everything first class, the travel, the hotels, the meals, the venues, the crew that travels with us, making sure the sound, the lights, the stage sets are just right. It's fun that Connie's been able to have that experience. Pat's come a number of times. Jody and Lindsay have come as well. In the years since you joined, we've also done New Year's shows in Taiwan, concerts in Hong Kong, sung songs for peace near the DMZ, were hosted for a special week of shows and sightseeing in Thailand. Your becoming part of the group meant that there was someone else who enjoys going out and exploring as much as I do. And when we added Carl, that made three of us. Our routine often includes talking over breakfast about where we might go later that morning, meeting in the lobby with backpacks, snacks, bottles of water, and guidebooks, often finding ourselves somewhere, somehow lost in translation before finding our way back to the hotel in plenty of time to get ready for that evening's show. A day off can mean venturing even farther out and staying out longer. We've had more amazing experiences than I could list or count, like walking around the Imperial Palace in Hibiya Park on a Sunday afternoon, visiting the Meiji Shrine when the irises are in bloom, riding the White Star Ferry in Hong Kong Harbor, walking through the night market in Taipei, cruising the river as night falls and the lights of Bangkok come on while the house band sings Green Fields, visiting rows of vendors on the way to the shrine in Asakusa, singing in the Japanese Alps as the snow falls outside, walking from the hotel to the Osaka castle in the morning and then again after dark, singing with Mount Fuji behind us, strolling Odori Park in Sapporo, eating street food one night, the next at the Hama Steakhouse hosted by our promoter, visiting the Peace Park in Hiroshima late one afternoon, and then going on stage and listening as you dedicated Where Have All the Flowers Gone to the dream of a world free from war. Just a few of the memories strung together, part of an amazing tapestry of experiences. Memories connected to so many nights sharing our music, in some cases to people who may not understand the words, but love how those songs make them feel. Make all of us feel. Shows often end with each of us receiving a bouquet of flowers. Writing this reminds me yet again how much Japan has meant to the Brothers Four and how much singing together in the Brothers Four has meant to yours and my musical journey. In both cases, a sense of overwhelming gratitude. The older I get, the more convinced I become that life is about love, that life is love, the search for it, the finding of it, the loss of it, the regaining it, the giving and receiving it, the being open to it or closed from it, the fear of it, the running from it, the embracing of it. How different life looks when we have faith in it, how bleak when we don't. How the hardest person in the world to love can be ourselves. There was never a doubt you could sing all the right notes and blend in beautifully as a member of the Brothers Four, because I often thought of you as growing up more in the mold of Bob Seger than Pete Seeger. The only question I had was how much affection you had, how much love for the songs the Brothers Four sing. It didn't take long to figure out the answer was a lot. Because all four of us feel that way. By the end of a performance, that affection is clear to the audience. It might be a small thing, but one that I believe makes a big difference. I'm ending this letter with the Brothers Four singing a song about what can happen when a child's faith is joined together with a parent's love. It's clear as you sing the verses that you still have your childlike faith and you still believe in miracles.
Peeked in to say goodnight when I heard my child in prayer, and for me some scarlet ribbons for my head. All the stores were closed and shuttered, and all the streets were dark and bare. In our town, no scarlet ribbons, not one ribbon for her head. Through the night my heart was aching, just before the dawn was breaking. I peeked in and on her bed in gay profusion lying there. Lovely ribbons, scarlet ribbons for her head. If I live to be 100, I will never know from where came those lovely scarlet ribbons for